We are going to take a look at how to create a print button that prints only the current page. In other words, it prints the page that the button is located on and only that page without user intervention of any kind. So the print dialog box will not be showing. Let's take a look at how to do that. First of all, I'm in the OnMark Employee Review -print current file. And down at the bottom of this first page, and let me zoom out to show you, here is our page, and at the bottom I'm going to put a print current page button. So that's where I'm heading. And I'll go ahead and zoom in on that once again and create the button itself. So let's click on that, and I'll line this up with my page number and also my phone number, and pull it all the way out to the edge. I'm going to name this Print Current. There may be other print buttons that I add to this form, so I'm going to name this one Print Current. I'll click All Properties and go over to the General tab. Now I want to talk about this piece. If you notice, this form field name is Goal 3. This one is Goal 2, but there's no spaces in the names. And as you start getting deeper and deeper into JavaScript, I think you'll find it easier and easier on your forms to eliminate spaces, because you do have to do special things as you move into JavaScript in order to set up that space. So I tend to eliminate them altogether. Now the person receiving the form data will be looking at the way you name it. So there are times when you want to keep it looking nice with a space in between. It all depends upon who's receiving the data. And when you plan your form, you should already know who's going to be receiving it, and that will tell you if this is acceptable or not. In the appearance area, I don't want a gray button. That's kind of boring. I'll make it somewhat match my form fields by choosing this color. I'm also going to drop the font size. Well, actually, let me just change the font. I'm not fond of Helvetica 12, so I'll go down to Calibri, and Calibri makes the font substantially smaller, so I'll keep it at font size 12. In the options area, I'm going to put the text for the user that I want on the button, and it's going to say Print Current Page. Now we'll move out to where all the action is, literally. We're going to use the mouse up event to trigger a JavaScript. So I'll click Add, and here is my JavaScript editor. Now, I have not been following this really well throughout the course just because it does take up time. But what I want to do is start mentioning the fact that you should be putting comments in your scripts everywhere you add a script. So this one is going to say print current page only without print dialog box. Now this is going to be an easy script, but if you come back to these and you have more difficult scripts, it's also a good idea to comment the various pieces of the script as well. You can never put in too many comments here. Keep in mind you may not look at this form for 6 months, and all of a sudden you need to modify it, and you have to go through all the coding to figure out what it does before you can figure out how to modify it. Okay, so we're going to use the print command, and the print command here, it's a method, a built-in method, and we're going to add some parameters within this area. Now, within this area, I'm going to say BUI false. So what that does is eliminate the dialog box for the user. This is where it gets interesting. I'm going to use nStart with a colon, and that is telling the program what page number to start at. And I'm going to use page num as the variable name. Now I do the same thing for end, colon, and this one is going to be the same thing. So what this is going to do is turn off the print dialog box, and it's going to set the page number to whatever the current page number is for starting and also ending. So it's going to print a single page, and Acrobat will populate this information for me. Now, to test this, I'm going to set this to true so I can see the dialog box. But for the user, I will set it back to false to eliminate that. I'll click OK. There is our JavaScript, and I will close. Now it's a matter of testing this. So we'll go out to the hand, click the Print Current Page button. When I do, it's going to pop up a dialog box, and notice instead of saying all, it says which page to print, and it's the exact number of our page. Basically, the page you're on within a PDF form always has a page number. In other words, Acrobat always knows what page you're on. And we reference that using page num. And that's a variable that's built into the program, so Acrobat automatically understands it. Now let me copy this, and let's go add it to page 2. Now page 2 doesn't have a completed page within this area, and I'll go ahead and try and paste. Notice that didn't work very well. Let me go over here, and my paste command over here does. So that right-click option, once in a while, is not working. And if it doesn't, just go over to your Edit menu, or you can always use your Paste shortcut on your system. Now this is designed with a variable for the page number, which is what is nice about it. So if I'm on page 2, and I trigger this button, I shouldn't have to change any code in the button. It tells Acrobat, go out and figure out what page number we're on and plug that in as the page to be printed. So I'll go over to the hand, click the button, and in the dialog box, it should say page 2. And that's exactly what it does. You can see I'm going to print page 1 of 1. So this button is able to be used on any page, and the program really does the work for us. The last piece I need to do is change that dialog within the JavaScript. And what I want to do is set this back to false. That way that print dialog box won't pop up for the user. It will automatically be sent to the default printer. I'll go ahead and save this, and I'm going to save it as completed. This is not a difficult script, but that gives you a completed copy of exactly what I have within my form. So that is how you can create a button that automatically prints whatever page it's located on, so that you can print the current page and simply copy and paste this button in, and you're all set on your form for that specific page. So the page num variable within the program represents the current page that is being shown within Acrobat, and that's how we can use that variable to add to our print command, telling Acrobat only print the page that we're looking at. So that is the print current page button and command within Acrobat.